Hey, hi, it's me again, Mission, and welcome to another episode of Workout from Home, episode number 13, season 4. So today, the topic, you guess it, so I overeat, now what? Alright, so this is for you, you just finished the Chinese New Year, still ongoing, you have a lot of food, you have a great time. So this is actually a follow-up episode of 2 episodes ago, where should I diet during during the CNY, during the holidays. So you're done with Chinese New Year, so still ongoing as at the time of this recording, and you overeat, you find out your weight, you step on the weight is just shooting up. So what do you do? What can you do? So in this episode, I will share with you some simple things. How do we define by overeat? And then when the weight go up, what should we do? What are some do and don'ts? And lastly, maybe some take-home points or practical applications that it fits your criteria, right? So before I start, should you diet? How should you do your diet, or what you should do? Perhaps I bring you some things, a very simple topic first. You have to understand this, because if you understand this, this is going to help you in your fitness goal, or even just after overeat, what do you do? All right? So. Again, I know the image is inverted. I was at the end of the show, I will share this picture. So I just share with you guys here. So this is okay, cool. So this is calories, all right. So what causes the weight to gain, all right? So what we define by overeat. Maybe I take a step back. So overeat is defined, you overeat your calories. So that means you eat what you usually you eat more calories than what you usually need to eat. Right. So example, if you are always on the 2,000 calories and during Chinese New Year you hit 3,000 calories for 3 days consecutive, so this is called overeat. Alright, or you're supposed to eat within a budget meal and you overeat what you have planned. So example, during the festive holidays lately, you got cookies, you got cookies, you got snacks. This all comes in together, right? So you did not plan for that, chances are, or even if you plan, is you are overeating the calories, right? Nothing wrong with that. Now the reason why we talk about this topic about calories and weight, because you have to understand this is how weight loss or weight gain works. So you gain weight because you overeat your calories, alright? Okay, it's not because of hormone. Not because if it's hormone, that means you'll be overweight since day one already, right? Alright, so we're talking about this short-term one. So you have a holiday, suddenly your weight gain. So I don't know if you can see this picture or not. I know it looks very scientific, so I want you to look around here. So notice there's this tool, I don't know how to draw. So it's like small appetite and big appetite, right? So when you eat lesser or usually normal, you eat your calories the same, your weight will be the same. Okay? So you eat calories the same, your weight will be the same. I'll get back to you later. So let's say during the holiday season, you overeat, right? So you see this big mouth here, I try to draw. So if it's because your calories go up, that's why your weight also go up. Okay? First we understand the cause first, right? So if you have your calories, if you eat all this while the same, your weight is the same, that means your calories is around maintenance. Alright? So if you gain weight during the CNY, it's because you overeat the calories. So your weight went up, your calories went up, that's why your weight get up. Okay? So vice versa. So if you gain weight, right? Because you gain weight because you overeat your calories. So how do you reduce your weight? You guess it right, it's by reducing your calories. So if you want to lose the weight, so what you do is you lower down the weight. What you can do, you can reduce your calories. Okay? So by reducing your calories, if you reduce your calories over here, your weight will go down as well. Okay, so not theoretically, this is how I would say it's like a law like that. The calories, that's how it works. Okay, so you overeat your calories, your weight will go up. Vice versa, yeah. So if you remain as per normal, you will weight as per normal. So if you want to reduce your weight, so you will go down here. Okay, so I want you to remember this one. Okay, you overeat your food, you gain. Okay, so how do you reduce your calories? How do you reduce your calories? Okay, sorry, I'm still trying to learn how to show you guys a mirror image. Okay, so how do you reduce your calories? There is two ways to reduce your calories. So the first method to reduce the calories is to actually, you can do two things. So to reduce calories, there's two things. Either A, on your food wise, sorry, I just draw a chicken example. So you see here, to reduce your calories, your food have to go down. Another way is you do more activity. Okay, so example, this is a person running, right? I'm sorry, I'm drawing. So if you run, or you do a lot of movement, exercise or anything, your weight will go down. Okay, because you're burning calories. So I repeat again, to reduce weight, you have to reduce your calories. You reduce your calories, then you will be losing weight. Okay, so how do you lose the calories? By doing two things. Number one, you either reduce your food intake, or number two, you increase your food activity, okay, or exercise, workout. So this is how you reduce calories. Okay, now the reason why I emphasize this thing, because you have to understand that is how calories work. Because if you understand this, what I said 5 minutes ago, this whole thing, it's easier for you to plan your plan ahead. There's a saying goes, you fail to plan, you plan to fail, whichever comes first. Alright, so the goal is this. So you want to find a way how you can reduce your calories. So I've mentioned either you reduce your food or you reduce your weight. Okay, now don't turn off this channel first, because if you straight away, it's alright, answer solved, then you go. But then you realize, how much should I reduce? How much calories should I reduce? This one, you have to do in a long-term tracking, but if I had to do it a short answer, the following will be this. You want to make sure that when you reduce your calories, you don't do it too drastic. Okay, because if you do things too drastic, number one, you cannot sustain. And you cannot sustain, you break down. Break down as in like mentally, not physically. Break down mentally means like let's say eat a very clean meal, only salad only, right? So salad. It comes to weekend, suddenly you have a desire to eat. And once you eat those nice food, tasty food, you get back to a bad habit, also known as a cheat meal. Then you go all this cycle over and over again, making every time you lose weight very hard. So what you want to do is the following. Okay, you take this nice and slow, right? The key is to slowly. Okay, remember, yes, I understand your weight now. Sure, you don't know, you can see this thing. So your weight all this while is like this, and then suddenly during CNY your weight go up like this, right? So what do? Do you go all the way down? The answer is, if you think of going to go all the way down, don't. Alright. So why don't do it? Because if you go all the way down, it's very hard to sustain. So instead of going this point, why don't you go to baseline first? Continue again, right? So this is a calorie intake. So your food intake, all this while you take, suddenly there's a lot, right? Your weight is also the same. So if I had to draw a line, it's kind of like, okay, it follows one. Okay, I know it's not the best graph in the world, but I'll just show you how it's done. Okay, so in other words, the graph follow one. Your calories, this is calories, this is weight. Okay, so going back to the point just now, if you increase your, so you have this one spike on the top there, what do you do? Right? What do you do? Right? You don't do anything crazy first. You just start back small, go and eat back to your normal food first. Go back to your regular, okay? And you might be surprised, you actually manage to lose a little bit of weight day by day. Remember, you're not constantly at the top. If you keep constantly on the top, then yes, we have an issue. But understand this is just an event. So you just whoop, and then you go back to your normal already. So don't worry too much. Okay? So if you worry too much, number one, panic doesn't help the problem. And number two, if you try to lose weight very fast, there is a chance of a weight rebound because you cannot sustain it. So instead of going to very fast, go slow. Okay? Go small steps. So let's say you overeat your CNY, what you can do. Now I share with you what you can do. okay, because of the calories, right? Number one is we need to reduce calorie, but don't do it too drastic. So meaning, right, you don't straight away, alright, today I'm going to, all this while you never jog, example, right? Suddenly you want to jog 5 km, you want to eat only salad, you know, or you want to suddenly start count calories. Don't do that yet. Go back to your normal habits first. You will find it surprised, you will see the weight slowly go down. So a common mistake people always do is they, after the holidays, CNY or whatever, once they finish, right, they will suddenly like, oh, I want to do a lot of cardio and then diet down very drastic. So they really also lose weight. But in the long run, that means sometimes even 1 month, as short as 1 month, you will see them starting to gain back all the weight because they cannot sustain that habit. So we obviously don't want to have high spike in the weight. Obviously, we also don't want to high drop in the weight in the long run. So it's not a smart idea. So we want a very consistent way you can sustain. So simple said is, don't. A lot of people said, okay, don't go to running straight away or do something drastic. Go back to your normal routine first. Observe another 1 more week. Why? Because if you go back to your normal routine, by default, your calories will be going down already. I'll say that again. After CNY, when you go back to your normal habits, by default, for most people, your calories will go back down. Why? Because you won't be eating cookies every single day, right? It's only that few days, and then after that you cool down a bit. So that's the idea. So by default, when you are after the holiday season, after CNY, your weight will go down, so you don't need to worry. Right? So a lot of people like to do cardio and all those drastic things. Yes, yeah, they suffer and you know they get a lot of sweat. That's good, but remember, you don't get extra point for suffering. Meaning, this group of people who want to do cardio and running, if they were to just go back to their normal routine, chances are it's the same outcome. So why suffer, right? So example, if all this while you have been working out at home or at the gym for 2-3 times a week, don't change anything. Don't go and suddenly add extra set, extra rep, increase the duration by 1 hour. Don't. Or go and jump to 2 episodes of training videos. Don't do that. Slowly first. Just go back to your normal routine and see how it goes. Okay, remember, if you want to reduce your weight, don't do it too drastic, because if you do it very drastic, it will regain you. I tell you, it's going to bite you. I've seen that so many times. I have experienced that before also. So don't do that. So once you see your weight regain, just a quick one. If you want to see your weight to go down, your calories got to go down. So your calories can go down with your weight to go down have to reduce calories. 2 ways to reduce calories. Number 1 is to reduce your food intake, or number 2 is to increase your activity. Okay, so during CNY, let's say if I draw the graph, just a recap, you will see a spike because during Chinese New Year you eat a lot. So the calorie intake all this while is same. Suddenly, boom, shoot all the way up, right? They zoom all the way back down and continue. So what you want to do is, don't suddenly want to diet down very drastic. Don't. Just go back to normal baseline first. You might find it surprised. You go back to your normal routine, your weight actually will come down as well. Because like I said, you will only eat big fish, big meat, big snacks, only that few days. And you won't be, unless you're planning to eat it for the whole month like that, then yes, we have issues, right? But for most people, I don't think we'll fall into that category. So point is, if you go back to your regular healthy habits versus someone who want to cut down very drastic, do extra hours of stuff, or diet down very drastic, they don't get a lot of success. Okay, I'm not cursing them, but this is the truth. We've seen it so many times before. Hey, I went to that route before. I also tried to diet down very drastic after CNY. It just backfired me. But when I realized that, accept it and move on, I have more success with that. Right? And not only that, I suffer less also. Remember, you don't get extra point for suffering. For it is true, everyone in the prison or in the construction site should look like a bodybuilder, should look like some physique athlete like that. You know, that's not necessarily the case, right? So moral story, hey, if you overeat, I would recommend to just move on. However, okay, right? However, if you are that kind of person, you say, hey, I want to reduce calories. You're that kind of gung-ho, die-hard fan, you want to reduce your calories, can. But don't go and straight away after CNY, you're going to eat salad only, or you're going to do 2 increase the cardio by 3 hours per week. Don't do that. Try small first. Okay, instead of all 3 meals, why don't try 1 meal with your salad? Start, right? Instead of jumping to 3 hours of cardio per week, why don't you try 1 hour first? See if you can go. You might find it surprised is those small little approach will help you to be on a deficit. Yes, you want fast, but always remember sustainability is key. Fail to sustain, you're going to gain back all the weight, right? So you want to take note about that, okay? So if you are that kind of person who wants to reduce calories by doing a bit more, they feel the guilt a little bit, it's okay, not going to judge you. But suggestion, do it simple. Remember, if you do lesser, right? If you find out the weight, let's say you do the one salad approach and increase 1 hour of cardio, right? Let's say if 2 weeks later it still haven't worked, guess what? You can add more, right? When you're doing less, you can always add more. But when you do more already, what do you want to do? You're going to burn out. And when you burn out, you cannot sustain. When you cannot sustain, the weight you're going to gain back. So to avoid this mistake, or I say this common error people always do, not because they want to make the mistake, but they are not informed. So I hope this video helps out to inform you people, or myself also. Hopefully I will need this video reference also, is when we diet down, don't do anything crazy. If you want to, you can do the, what I call, just move on, get back to your healthy track, keep the goal in the long run. Or if you want to reduce your calories, you can, but do it as conservative as possible. So start with 1 meal first, increase by 1 hour per week, see how it goes, right? But like I said, to be honest, if you pull the data, a group of people who cut very drastic and a group of people who just move on, both outcomes are actually very similar. Alright, so I don't know about you, I don't like to suffer so much, so why suffer, right? Go back to your old routine, see how it goes. If really things don't work, then we adjust from there. So example, if I have clients who gain weight, right, during Chinese New Year, I'm not going to yell at them. I don't think they're a bad person or they're not strong-willed. No, you eat, hey, you have fun, you had your fun, you move on. So next week, what do? We continue to try to go back to our healthy diet and see how it goes. Go back to our regular routine. By doing so, this is a better chance for you to not only lose weight in a not so drastic manner, but it's also more sustainable for you, because remember, sustainability is key. Okay, so I kind of answered almost how you can take the approach. So some common question people ask, should I do more cardio? So to answer the question, should you do more cardio? My answer is, for most people, you don't need to do too much of cardio. So it depends. If you have never do before, you want to go to 1 to 3 times a week. Okay, go. Have fun. But if all this while you have been doing 2 to 3, let's say example, all this while you have been doing 3 times a week already. Okay, you want to increase to 4 to 5? Can. Provided you have the time, you can be consistent with it. If you want to go to 5, go ahead, no problem. So just share with you, right? So cardio you can do, but remember, don't use cardio as a tool to lose weight too much. So meaning, so I ask you a question, maybe you want to answer, you can drop in the comments, you let me know. If I were to ask you to reduce 100 calories, which one you think is an easier way to do? Do a workout of 100 calories or eat lesser the thing 100 calories? So which one you think is more practical for you? Right? So I'll leave it to you to drop the comments below. Right? So these are examples. So meaning, you want to do cardio, just sweat it out, good. But don't hang it like it's some holy grail or there's some special item that's going to help you in your fat loss. It doesn't work that way, right? By the way, if you check out a video, someone will tell you do this exercise or fat burning trick. You can skip the video. I save your time. Tag me later. All right. So the point is, so what do I do with my cardio in a nutshell? Your patient, you stay just now earlier in the video and now. So if you skip this live, you can always catch the replay. But here you go. You are the first few person to know. So what do I do on my cardio? The answer is, like we say, stay to what you usually do. But if you insist on increasing, go small. Increase 1 to 2 hours per week. Okay. So you don't have to like add 1 extra day per week. It can be 5 days divided by 2. So it's example, you can do every day 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes until it accumulates 1 hour. You can try this approach. Okay, so what about diet? What do I do? Right? Diet in a nutshell, you want to reduce your calories. Okay? Calories go down. But reduce calorie is not just simply cut. A lazy person, or sorry to say, a common dieter mistake is when we say diet down, reduce calorie, they will think of eating lesser food. That is partially correct. But before you cut lesser food, ask yourself, can you go for lesser calorie option or not? Remember just now, earlier of the video, we talked about calories. If your calories go down, your weight should follow as well. So what you can do, so for example, can you skip your snacks? Right, we have it on CNY, hey, replace back with non-snack days. Using full cream milk, example, yeah, try low-fat milk instead, right? So you can still have the same volume, you don't feel hungry, you still can eat, but your calories is reduced. So this is like a trick for you. So you can still eat quite a lot, but at the same time, you don't burn out, nor you still can enjoy quite a lot of food, right? Can you have more fruits and vegetables? So instead of keep frying your vegetables, stir frying your vegetables, maybe try steam, boil, just go this small little change here and there. That would be able to help you. So it's all these small habits that form good patterns as well, right? Because I'm very sure you don't want to keep going down also the weight, but it's a lucky strike. That means you know you cannot sustain. It's just a matter of time, you're going to gain back all the weight. So you don't want that, alright? So after CNY, go back to your usual stuff. Swap your food, your cooking method. That means don't use fry. Go for you can't go deep. Don't go deep fried. Try stir fry. You have air fryer. Bonus for you, kudos. So you can try small things like this. Don't go too drastic. Okay. So diet in a nutshell. Reduce, but not on the food volume, but preferably on the calorie first. But after you've adjusted all these things, only you move to your food calories. Only your food volume. So example, let's say after you try low-fat milk, you use low-fat stuff, you skip some oil, your marination is lesser. Once you've done all these things, you make sure you've done this thing consistently, and if really no results work, then you can consider, okay, I reduce my calories via food volume. So maybe you cut, example, you eat rice, maybe cut 10% lesser of your eating vegetables, maybe you increase more or reduce a little bit accordingly to everyone's goal. Okay, I would the reason because everyone has different calorie intake, so I cannot say you eat X calorie or you eat Y calorie. Everyone is different, right? Unless you're my client, you have been with me for the past few months, that at least we have an idea what your calories is and we can adjust from there. This is part of my service to you guys people. Alright, so I guess that's it. We cover up the whole topic already. So in a nutshell, if I can give you a quick summary here. Number one, got to understand that if you overeat, you gain weight during CNY is because you overeat your calories. To solve the problem, just reverse it. Reduce your calories, you should be able to see your weight go down. How you can reduce your calories? There's two methods. Number one, reduce your food. Number two, increase your activity. Alright? Understand that all the weight you have during CNY is just a small spike. After, in the long run, if you stay to your regular habits, it should go back down to your regular habit weights. Then, what do we do about cardio? If you have been doing cardio all this while, remain. If you want to insisting on increasing, try a little bit like half an hour, 1 hour, or 15 minutes per session. Okay? What about your diet? What should I do? You want to reduce calories, as mentioned just now, but you want to make sure you are not reducing your food volume. You are reducing your food calories. Swap, example, low fat for this for that. Instead of deep fry, use fry, your air fryer, bonus for you. Instead of, example, very high calorie stuff, you have a reduced fat stuff, or reduced calorie stuff. Hey, go ahead. Make sure you do all these things, right? In a nutshell, if you can do all these things, I'm very sure that a week or two from now, at the time of this recording, you should be able to reduce your weight, even though you overeat during the CNY. Because understand, this is just temporary spike. You stick to your old goal, it's going to go back down, right? So, moral of the story, don't panic too much, take it nice and slow, and you should be able to see results. Alright, so I guess that's all for this episode. Let me know what you think and drop the comments below. I'll catch you all on this coming Thursday, which is the next episode. So on the next episode, I'm going to share with you some revise or some new ideas for your exercise using household item. Right, so we're going to use some our classic bags, water bottles, and perhaps introduce some new exercise we haven't covered all this season, and probably, hopefully, you can enjoy the workout as well. Right. So once again, thank you so much. I'll catch up with you all on next week. So sorry, on two days from now, Thursday. So you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all. Thank you. Bye bye.